Time for this week's CEO's blog. John, it's been a pretty quiet week, but I guess we start with the big news. Our Waikiki Beach, the second emergency in the two semi-finals of the Alabar Breeders' Challenge for the 3-year-olds.
Yeah, understatement on the quiet week. It was very testing times here at Harness Racing New South Wales yesterday when, unfortunately, the nomination for our Waikiki Beach came in late. And we have policies in place and we have tracking mechanisms in place that clearly showed that he was late in the nominations, and the policies dictated that he was at the bottom of the list.
Phone call? Should a phone call have been made to Mark to say, Mark, the horse isn't in, he's the draw card, he's the number one horse in the country? Should a call have gone out to Mark Purdon at 9:25 and said there's no nomination yet?
Well, the problem is there that we're talking about a futurity race. Why don't we call every single horse in the race? We don't. We don't at all. But then again, why didn't we call Mark Purdon, our Waikiki Beach? He's the pin-up horse. That would have been a very simple solution. But we've got integrity pressures on us at all times. Harness Racing New South Wales has been through some pretty dark times in the past, integrity-based, of course. But and that's why these measures are in the place. Everybody should be given a fairness and equal opportunity. In this case, if we start ringing one, we must ring them all. So that's not our policy to contact the trainers. The trainers know the process and they need to nominate.
Has there been any contact with Mark Purdon?
There was contact yesterday. There was actually contact after the nominations closed. To see what went wrong. Why didn't they nominate? It was, if I said it was a comedy of errors, that would be an insult. There were failings on behalf of several, which resulted in this horse being the 26th horse on the order of nominations.
All right. What can there be changes? Will there be changes as a result of this?
I'm not sure whether there will be changes as a result of this. There is a review into the Breeders' Challenge, which was announced several months ago, and maybe this becomes an aspect of that. But every different circumstance has been tried before, put aside before, otherwise we wouldn't be in this position where every horse is in until they're withdrawn. But the problem there was that all of a sudden you had 30 horses still in the draw, but in fact there were 10 that weren't ever going to line up. So there has to contact then take place with those trainers and connection to see what their intent is. So will there be changes? Not immediate, certainly not immediate, but there is a review into all Breeders' Challenge conditions going forward.
Okay, on some other topics, Peak Hill, they had their Carnival of Cups meeting on the weekend.
Yeah, a bright note, a lovely day, trying times for Peak Hill over the last couple of weeks, as it was for other clubs with the weather, but the two-meeting club that ended up this year only being a one-meeting club, Wayne Rosser, Graham Hando, Sue and Di, they put on, and that's about all there is on the committee there. They pulled in volunteers from other clubs to help conduct that meeting. Great day, but I must comment, Brucey Allen, 94 years old, and still writing up with chalk the semaphore board for the drivers' changes. Hopefully Brucey will be there forever, and Pika will be there forever also.
What about Fairfield? They had their Carnival of Cups meeting on Monday.
Yeah, a little bit of a sombre note at Fairfield, considering that they were advised by council earlier in that week that their lease was to expire and their tenure on the showground was to end. The club itself aren't real sure of what's really occurring there until they meet with the council. We are certainly in the dark there because until they were advised, we weren't advised. So it comes down up the chain. So we'll see what happens with Fairfield. But a great day of racing, good crowd again as always. Ross and the team put on a great crowd. You know, Colin Watts was there as he always has been for so many years. It's 65 years that club's been operating, and Colin's been there every one of those 65 years. So it was a sombre note, but a good day's racing. The winner of the JD Watts Memorial, he doubled up from Saturday night at Menangle. So it's a good result.
All right, John, has your phone been running hot since the announcement was made about our Waikiki Beach? Have you been fielding a lot of inquiries about the issue?
Only from the media. It's pretty black and white, this one. The owners really can't complain. They had a responsibility, and that was to nominate the horse. Or the trainer could have nominated the horse, of course. But But no, there's no inquiries from that respect, and that's the right way to do it. Media, yes, there's been plenty of media attention, I'm sure, on the social media. There's been plenty of comment, but comment is good. Comment leads to changes, perhaps, or an identification of that the system was correct. The decision was correct, and it's just unthinkable that the best 3-year-old horse in Australasia is not in that race. But and that's unfortunate. But at the end of the day, the integrity of harness racing in New South Wales is validated.
All right, John, thanks for that. We'll speak with you again next week.
Okay, Greg.